Hello and welcome to another Rivals of Ixalan Draft League. This is Old Man Poole. Opened up a kind of mediocre rare out of this pack. RIvals I think is definitely a card you'll play, and a card you'll pick fairly early because it's colorless and will go in a lot of decks. But not like crazy bomb level or anything like that. I'm a fan of Stormfleet Sprinter. If you're in blue-red specifically, been able to play that deck once and it seemed pretty reasonable. A little bit less high on Slippery Scoundrel. Buccaneer's Bravado is perfectly fine. Frill Death Spitter. But in general, this pack's, kind of whatever. I think I'm going to take the RIvals. Like I said, I think it's, even if it's not a crazy power pick, it's very versatile. And I think unless you're in a very, very aggressive beatdown deck, you're happy to play it. Alright, so out of our second pack, some kind of uncommons as well. Could take Jungleborn Pioneer. I think this is one of the better green commons. Better than any of the uncommons, certainly. Hornswoggle's kind of okay. I think Aquatic Incursion, I've never seen a deck that would really be happy to play this, since a lot of the merfolk are kind of hard to block anyway, but it does give you inevitability, I suppose. Sea Legs is fine. Kind of some mediocre stuff here too. Not the most exciting start to a draft ever. Okay. So this pack does have some better cards. Sea Red, I think, is very high power. Red-green is a good color combination. I probably played it more than it deserves, but I think it is pretty solid. We've got Charging Tuscannon, also a fairly good red card, and then some other kind of okay stuff. Deadeye Righauler, I'm happy to play, but don't want to pick crazy early. It is, I don't know, it's very good in some decks, but it is a 4-cost card, and you can only play so many of those. I feel like this format really doesn't reward you for playing 16 lands, although RIvals kind of undoes that a little bit. You could just take Hardy Veteran. That's kind of whatever. I think I'm going to take Sea Red. I think it's got the highest upside. It's actually maybe not its best in red-green, but I think it's the most powerful card. Alright, well, we have a Hunt the Weak, which is a pretty solid removal spell. I think you're pretty happy to play it in just about any green deck. The +1/+1 counter means that even if you're playing in kind of lower toughness merfolk deck, oftentimes you can snipe something with it. I don't hate Colossal Dreadmaw. Aggressive Urge is also fine. Strength of the pack, I'm kind of in the air on. I played it a couple times, and I do think it's good in some decks, but it does cost 6. There are definitely games that are just over before you can cast it, and there are times where it gets stuck in your hand. Or games where, your opponent's beating you down. You're not dying, but you're having to consistently trade off to keep from dying. I think I'm going to take Hunt the Weak out of this pack, I guess, is the bottom line there. Ooh. So some pretty good late white cards here, actually. So Luminous Bonds is very solid. Martyr of Dusk also pretty good. Got Fathomfleet Border, Vampire Revenant in black, and Majestic Heliopterus, which I've actually only played one time, but was woefully disappointed. This card looked like it could be pretty good, but it turns out that the dinosaurs just don't care all that much about the flyers, and I mean, if they're resolving big threats that you want to get through with the Heliopterus, you're winning anyway, so you'd much rather have a good defensive card like Luminous Bonds, for instance. I think we're going to take that out of this pack. So not really committed to any of these colors. Greens felt fairly open. That last pack had a lot of white in it. Red's been kind of middle of the road. And nothing just that knocks it out of the park here. We could take Frilled Death Spitter, which is okay. I think it's better than Swaggering Corsair, especially if we end up in a green-red Dinos deck. Swaggering Corsair is okay if you've got, I don't know, if you're very aggressive early on, but the Dinosaurs deck frequently tends to be a little bit more defensive. Have a couple of okay blue cards. Secrets of the Golden City has gone up a lot in my estimation. Spirewinder's okay as well. If we're going to play kind of a defensive deck around RIvals, those go up in value, but I think the Arch is actually just kind of okay on its own anyway. Dusk Charger's also a little bit better than it originally looked, but I think we're just going to take the Death Spitter here. Again, you're happy to play Arch even in decks that aren't really aggressively trying to get to Ascend, because fairly often games just go late and you manage to get value off of it, and you feel pretty good about that. I guess a Hardy Veteran's probably the pickup here. That one white pack may have been an outlier where we got the Luminous Bonds, but yeah, not much else. I mean, Sanguine Glorifier is perfectly fine, but you really do want some other vampires, which means it's better off if you're heavy on white. and even better if you're in white-black, which I don't think we're going to be in black at this point. But let's take Hardy Veteran. This is a fine 2-drop, perfectly reasonable. Ooh, so a couple of good late possibilities here. We have Mutiny, which is probably better than Knight of the Stampede. I have been very impressed with Knight of the Stampede. I think it's very, very good in sealed in particular, but you do need a lot of big dinosaurs to really get it going. And kind of similar to the Majestic Heliopterus argument, when you've got a lot of good dinosaurs in your deck, I think you're frequently winning anyway. I think you want Mutiny just to kind of stay alive in the early points of the game. Secrets of the Golden City did come around. Also Snubhorn Sentry, which means that Ascend Secrets of the City deck can be there. I think I'm just going to take Naturalize, though. I think we're filling far enough away from blue and white that this is probably correct. I don't hate Pirate's Pillage. Maybe we should take this. This is less replaceable. It's not particularly good, but we're less likely to get an effect like this than we are to get another Naturalize. Okay, Rozka Frillback, perfectly fine. Gleaming Barrier or Rozka Relic. Both of these cards have their place. If we end up really wanting to ramp, Rozka Relic can be very good in the deck. Gleaming Barrier, kind of only ever mediocre, but it does stop some aggressive decks. Kind of a late Dust Charger. I think I'm going to take the Gleaming Barrier over the Relic. I think it's more likely that we play it, although when you want the Relic, I think the Relic is better than Gleaming Barrier ever can be. Aggressive Urge is a nice late pickup. Couple of good late black cards there too. And, the last pick, Dead Man's Chest. The greatest shame. So we have kind of a mediocre start. Like, we're not really, really disappointed. We have a bunch of, like, reasonable playable cards, but not tons and tons of overt power either. Bonus Hunger is pretty good, but we've also got a Needletooth Raptor and a Bombard in this pack, which are easier to be good in the deck. This is a very legitimate, like, endgame strategy. If we had kind of tried more for the Ascend deck, Bonus Hunger could be one of the best cards we have. But I think with where we are right now, I just want to take Needletooth Raptor. I do think this card is better than Bombard. I'm not sure I would have said that at the beginning of the format, but Needletooth Raptor is just very, very absurd if you get things to interact with it. And there's a fair number of things that do in the format. If you get Shake the Foundations, or the Forerunner of the Empire, or even like a Ryle in the third pack, you're really happy with Needletooth Raptor. Not really unhappy, is that being our first pick out of the second pack. Okay, Reckless Rage is a pretty good card that goes along with it. Don't think there's anything else I would take over that here. Reckless Rage with Needletooth Raptor does kill the Raptor, but it lets you shoot 2 things, and that's often quite good. Ooh, man, I do kind of wish we would have tried harder, maybe for a go-late Ascend deck. Commander's Awakening is a very real payoff in that deck. I think we're too far away from that at this point. I think I'm just going to take a Hardy Veteran and call it a day, but I think we could have been there. It could have been there. Ooh, wow. Adonis Climb this late? People just not realize how good this card is? I think I'm going to take this. If we have any opportunity to splash it, this card is just really absurd. It gets you a +1/+1 counter every turn, and if you ever do get to the point where you'd like to flip it, then you just get a really, really good flying aggressive threat, and you go really, really, I don't know, you can kill your opponent really, really fast with Adonis Climb. Yeah, I do like Mutiny. I think that would be the pick otherwise, but Adonis Climb is no joke. I'm really surprised to see it that late in the pack. I guess it's possible just no one's in Merfolk, but that's pretty nice. So, off the back of that, I think I'm going to take Evolving Wilds. I would like having a Plummet, Rozka Raptor, kind of mediocre, but Evolving Wilds help us splash that, I think seems really solid. We've also got some really, really good blue in this pack. There's Crashing Tide, Siren Reaver, Water Knot, and Deadeye Brawler, even though it's a dual color card. Those are all really, really early picks. I'm surprised to see them that late. Hey, Goblin Trailblazer's not bad. We also have a Woodland Stream, but I think with Evolving Wilds and maybe some Incidental Treasure if we play like Pirate's Pillage or Gleaming Barrier, I think we can get there. I think the Trailblazer is one of the better 2-drops we can hope for. Not really in love with any of these cards. I like having one Aggressive Urge. More than that starts getting a little bit clunky. We could take an Overgrown Armasaur as a top-end card, but I think you need fewer of those than... Like, I feel like there's good opportunities to pick up some powerful dinosaurs. even in the last pack, and you really want to have a good shoring up on your 3-drops. I think between Sea Red, some good removal, and our first aggressive urge, I think I'm going to take the Frill back. That card's not absurd by any stretch of the imagination either. I have a Path of Metal here. Super weird card. I mean, I can kind of get the flavor, kinda, but super weird. I don't think we have First Strike, Vigilance, Haste, and that sort of thing well enough to get it to flip. But I will take a Woodland Stream here. It helps us splash Adonis Climb, which is, I think, the best card in our deck, too, so. Do we want a Jadecraft Artisan or Naturalize? Kind of light on creatures right now. I think Naturalize is... Jadecraft Artisan is super replaceable. Naturalize is nice to have one of. Hey, got that aggressive urge if we want it. And another Woodland Stream. I do think that Merfolk looks pretty open here. I guess that explains why we got the Hadama Climb. So we'll take like Soul Rapids, Crashing Tide. It's possible with as open as blue seemed, even though we haven't picked it up real aggressively. If we open like a great blue bomb, could maybe shift into blue-green. That's probably a stretch. Oh, I don't think we need Luminous Bonds. But if we open up something great in blue, it's possible we could just splash for it, given the fact that we have 2 Woodland Streams and Evolving Wilds right now. Not a real exciting pack here for us, unfortunately, though. Got like Anointed Deacon and Skytear is the best cards in the pack. I mean, I guess we could take like Verdant Rebirth, which is okay. And also just take a Runaground. I guess we could splash for this. Man, I really don't want any of these cards though. Like Suncrown Hunters is, I guess, fine. We'd maybe play it. I guess we'll take that rather than Runaground, but yeah, that was pretty disappointing. And actually, this pack's pretty unfortunate for us too. We've got Ixali's Diviner, I guess. I think I like it better than Nest Robber. Don't think we really want to pick up another Suncrown Hunters this crazy early. I think this card's going to wheel, although I think most of the cards we take here would wheel. Well, I guess Unfriendly Fire's fine. We were seeing some good white, like Imperial Aerosaur is a super solid card, but I mean, I guess we could double splash. I think that's a bit ambitious, and I think Adamas Climb's better, and we're more prepared for it. I guess I'll take Unfriendly Fire here. At least this is a fine card. Okay, well, here's some stuff. It looks like we just didn't really open up anything that was really absurd. I think Otepec Huntmaster is probably better than the Snapping Sailback, but I'm not sure we actually have enough dinosaurs to make it really, really absurd. So I think I'm actually going to take the Sailback here. We need a little bit more top-end beef, and this is a good card for it. Sure Strike. Would I play Ryle? No, not really with this deck. We have a couple of ways to like force through some random damage, but the only really exciting card is Needletooth Raptor. It's a probably wheel anyway. Yeah, maybe not. That'll come back. Yeah, maybe not. I'm probably going to take Sure Strike. New Horizons is fine, but Sure Strike is a pretty good combat trick. I think better than Aggressive Urge most of the time. Yeah, I'm not in love with this deck. Really would like a few more creatures, too. We don't have that many more picks to see good pickups for us, but I don't think we were fighting with our neighbors all that much. It just may not have been the best draft to be a red-green drafter. Yeah, still really not much for us here. Yes, New Horizons probably our best card. Really kind of scraping for playables at this point, though. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe red-green was less open than we thought it was. Guess we'll take Thrasher Raptors here. We have a good number of 3s already, and I wouldn't be super unhappy to have another 4. At least that's a good playable card that we're not unhappy to play. And there's another one. Wow, that's a really late Skullduggery and a late Inspiring Cleric. Huh. That's not what I would have expected. I'm really kind of hoping to wheel the Otepec Huntmaster. I'm not sure we will. It probably depends on if there is another, like... Well, if there's like a red-white dinos sort of drafter, they'll probably take it. I think taking the Sailback was perfectly fine out of that pack, but now that we have a couple of Thrasher Raptors, it gets a little bit more exciting, too. I guess Verdant Rebirth is playable. Kind of grudgingly, but it is. Slice and Twain, another reasonable sideboard card. a lot of times when you're casting a naturalized effect, it's because they have a really game-breaking bomb. And so a lot of times you just want it to get gone, you don't really care how. But also that usually means it's later on in the game, so drawing a card's a nice little perk. So play Unknown, I don't know, I guess Blinding Fog is good if you're playing against a whole bunch of pirates with +1/+1 double strike or something like that. Yes, the Ryle. Don't think Hijack's ever going to be good. I guess Ryle maybe has enough utility in this deck. You can cantrip it a lot of the time if you need to, and with like Needletooth Raptor, it's pretty good. Snapping Sailback's not bad. We have a Sun-Crowned Hunters, we might be able to like Mize wins where we wouldn't ordinarily be able to. I think it's probably better than New Horizons is. We're really light on creatures though. Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably an example of a kind of a messy draft. We just don't look all that good. I'm not sure we chose anything like, I don't know. I think that we drafted okay. It's possible that we should have been in a different color combination. White-black definitely seemed like it maybe had some potential. I didn't feel like I saw too much outside the Luminous Bonds in the first pack, but we were seeing some good stuff later on. I think I'm going to cut a Ryle. Obviously very, very bad if we don't have a creature. And even though I really like playing 16 lands in this format, I don't think we have enough playables to get away with that. And our curve's a little bit higher. And we're playing an Arch. And I guess Evolving Wilds also sort of thins your deck, so... Well, yeah, not in love, but I don't think the deck is truly terrible either. We do have some power. Hedon's Climb's really good. Like Snapping Sailback, Needletooth Raptor. We have some stuff that can get it done, but... yeah, didn't knock it out of the park, shall we say. Okay, let's add in some lands. Because we've got the... don't think we need any islands. I guess we do want one if we're playing Evolving Wilds. I wonder if it's incorrect to play Evolving Wilds then. We've got 13 lands left. We get up to... I guess Evolving Wilds can be a green source. We could maybe go to 8. Then we're like... I guess we would be 8/8/4 with this. Feels pretty scary. We're leaning on that Evolving Wilds an awful lot. But maybe that's okay. I mean, we don't have to get an island. We don't have a whole lot of double-colored cards. The only one is the Sun-Crowned Hunter. We do want to be able to play like Mutiny and Ryle in the same turn a lot of the time. Reckless Rage. I think Evolving Wilds, even with the island, still probably okay, though. Alright. And we will definitely be able to play Hedon's Climb if we draw it. We've just got a lot of blue sources. Alright, and yeah, like I said, I can't say that I'm super, super overwhelmed by the deck, but I don't think it's terrible either. Hopefully we can pick up a couple matches. I'll see you guys for match 1.